Friday Night Live with Cat Carter. Get ready, set, let's go. It's Friday night, hey. It's Friday night live. It's Friday night live. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. With Cat Carter. With Cat Carter. With Cat Carter. With Cat Carter.
Welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Dr. Cat Carter. How is everybody doing out there this evening? Ooh, Cheryl. You will not believe who we have back on Friday Night Live. I'm so excited. Louis Colaiannia. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I tell you what, if you all are here tonight, you are at the right place at the right time. The last time he was here, he just showed out and we had a good old time. Do you remember that show? Well, we're going to do it again. And I have kidnapped him for the entire hour. So it's a whole hour with Louis. So we're going to pick his brains a little bit. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about the show, and then I'm going to bring Louis on and we're going to get this show on the road. Friday Night Live is a positive platform where we come to inform, innovate, and inspire. Yes. All right. So without further ado, please welcome back to Friday Night Live, composer and classical pianist, Louis Colaiannia.
Hey, Dr. Carter, how are you? Wow, what a great intro. I love that.
Oh my goodness, we're almost matched a little bit. Look, almost.
Oh, still look good.
Louis, I am so excited to have you back on the show. Welcome back. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be back. I tell you, I had so much fun the last time that we did this.
Thank you. We really enjoyed you.
Well, thank you. If everybody had half as much fun as I did, then it was I had a blast.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get started. I have so many wonderful questions, and we have some wonderful projects that we want to share with everybody that you've sent to me. So I want to make sure we get all of this in. So just to start off, just quickly, tell if people have never heard of you, tell them just a little bit about yourself, like how you got started and just a little bit about Louis.
Okay. Well, I'm just a guy and I play the piano. I've always wanted to share my music and create my music. I just love doing that. And I've just been blessed to be able to do that and to have platforms where I can share my music, and every now and again, people, like it and enjoy it. So it's great to be able to do this, but just a guy.
Man, a guy with an amazing gift.
Well, thank you.
And you know what? We are fortunate and we are blessed that we have been able to experience that gift. It's a beautiful gift. Yes.
Well, thank you so very much. I just do what I love. I wish I could take credit for it. It just sort of comes to me and I do it. But I enjoy it. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's start off with who or what inspired you to start playing classical music and maybe becoming a composer. How did that happen?
Wow. Okay. We're going to get right into it, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to get right into the good stuff.
Right. Well, it all started with actually my very first piano teacher, Delome Kirshner. And there's a story that goes along with it that was life altering for me. I mean, it truly was. I'll share the story with you. I was a kid and I was studying piano with her, and I was trying to learn this Rachmaninoff song. Okay. And I was having a heck of a time with it. I just couldn't get it. And so Mrs. Kirshner, when I got done, she looked at me and she says, if you stop playing the notes and start playing the music, you'll get it. Yeah, that was kind of like
that should be on a t-shirt, Louis.
I know, right?
Yeah, you know, I make t-shirt.
I looked at it and I go, I thought she was a crazy old lady. You know, I stop playing the notes. What do you mean? So I said, I don't understand. What do you mean stop playing the notes? And she said, okay, think of it like this. Try this. Play that song again. And while you're playing it, if you listen, in the background, you're going to hear water running if you play the song properly. Again, crazy old lady. But I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. So I'm playing it, and I'm not paying attention to the music. I'm listening for the water. And I got through the song just fine. And it was really at that moment in my life when I realized that music isn't about playing notes. Music is about telling stories. It's about creating feelings. And that was so cool. And I wanted to be able to do that. And so that inspired me to continue to perform, continue to learn to play the piano and start writing music. And it's kind of interesting. I have to follow up with this story. Several years ago, I went back to Ohio where she lives and did a concert. And she was at the concert. It's the most nervous I've ever been. I've played Carnegie Hall, Grand Ole Opry, whatever. I was never more nervous than sitting there at the piano with Mrs. Kirshner in the front row in the audience watching me play, right? I was like 8 years old again.
Wow.
And I told the story, and I forgot to leave out the crazy old lady part. And
That's
so
good.
I forgot to leave it out. And so after the concert, she comes up to me and she says, crazy old lady, huh? And I said, well, yeah. And she said, well, you should know something. That crazy old lady was younger then than you are now. And I thought, oh, wow, ouch.
Wow.
That stung. But yeah, so, but that was just the way she is. She's just a great lady. It really inspired me.
It sounds like she had a great impact on your life. And
she
things
really did.
changed a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, back in those days, I started piano when I was really young, and I had a hard time. I wasn't like fitting in at school. I wasn't doing well at school. I just wasn't thriving. And Mrs. Kirshner just pulled me out of that and through the music. I mean, it changed the direction of my entire life. I don't know what I would have accomplished or where I'd be without that lady in my life. And she always made music fun. I think the most important thing to her was that I learned to love music, not necessarily that I could play a scale perfectly. That would come, but not if I didn't enjoy music and love music. So she always made it fun, and just loved the lady. She was great.
And she said, if you would learn to not play the notes and listen to the music.
Yeah, she said, stop playing the notes.
Stop playing the notes.
And start playing the music.
And start playing the music. Girl, write that down. We're going to do us a t-shirt.
There you go.
That is so good. Oh my gosh.
And and that's so true. When I perform, I have to do that. Okay. When I'm doing my concerts, if I start thinking about what I'm playing, if I'm going along and I'm like, okay, there's a chord change coming up, forget it. I'm lost. I'm in serious trouble. I have to go away, leave my mind, and just let the music happen without me, because I just get in the way.
Wow. That's really deep.
Yeah, but that was the lady. She inspired all of that. And we stayed really close and good friends up until she passed away recent August of 2020.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was. And I stay close. I mean, I'm still friends with her daughters and
family,
her son-in-law. And so it's she was a very important lady in my life, one of the most important people in my life.
Wow.
And when I would tell her that, we'd talk, and she didn't understand. She was like, how can that be? I'm not that good of a piano teacher, she would always say to me. But she was. She turned this kid around.
She sounds like a fantastic person. Wow.
Yeah.
She changed lives. Wow.
She did.
Yeah. As a professor, that's, I teach dental school. I think I told you that I teach first year dental students. We actually just did our midterms in anatomy, and that's like a dream of a professor or a teacher, to be able to mold or help or transform or whatever that student to something better. Or in my profession, I guess, I'm more of an encourager. I'm an encourager by nature. So I'm
Mhm.
always encouraging them. I'm always, and some of them, I have some that they've had a hard time. Anatomy is not easy. And
No.
we actually do cadavers too. So, and
Oh,
some students have never done, not dissected or done, So in my situation, I'm more of an encourager, but I think I help them not to, I encourage them not to give up, if that makes sense.
right.
Because some of them feel like they can't do it. It's the first year, the first year, it's the hardest year.
Mhm.
And I've had some like in my office just in tears, and I have to kind of bring them back down because they got to go to another class. So
Mhm.
I mean, wow, your piano teacher, wow, she was amazing.
She was amazing. She was very amazing. I mean, we could kill the whole hour just talking about
I
her.
know. I mean, I just
Tell you
want. She's just.
stories
Oh my gosh.
about her. But I'll tell you one more quick story. When we have time, you're going to pick my brain for an hour, and there isn't that much in there. So I'll tell you another story. Um, First time I was going to perform at Carnegie Hall, I
Hmm.
was driving cross country to New York, and she called me. I'll never forget. I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, and she
Hmm.
called me and didn't say hello, nothing. She just said, "What time are you performing at Carnegie Hall?" And I'm like, I think it's this time. No, I need to know. What time are you performing at Carnegie Hall? So I told her. What I found out later was she sat during the time that I was performing, she sat at her kitchen table and she lit a candle and she prayed for me the whole time I
Wow.
was performing. And I think that just is the coolest story. That just says everything about that lady and what she meant to me. And
Yeah. 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 Wow. Wow. That's
I
something.
wrote a song
So
for her too.
so it's almost like when somebody does that for you, you got to pay it forward, or it's just wow.
Well, you
That
do.
lady was amazing. I wish I could have met her. Oh my goodness.
I
Whew.
wish, yeah, I wish she could be here on this interview with us because she was amazing. It's
Wow.
hard to put it into words. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not great at words. I'm not great at words. It's hard to put into words what she meant, and that's why I wrote the song. I call it a song of thanks, and I wrote that for her. It's just a way of saying thank you for saving me,
You know
really.
what? Let's go ahead and listen to that since we've talked about her. Let's go ahead and listen to it right quick. You
Okay,
want to do
let's
that
do
first?
that. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Do you
yeah.
want to say anything else about it before I play it?
Yeah, I mean, Mrs. Kirshner's obviously the center of attention in this, and the nerdy little kid that's in some of those pictures is me. So I'll say right up front, I'm the little nerd. But yeah,
So what's the name of the song again?
this is called "A Song of Thanks for Delome," and I wrote this after she passed away.
All right, let's enjoy. Wow. I was just smiling through the whole thing, and then I was looking at the picture trying to figure out which one you were. Oh my
Goofy looking
goodness.
one. Yeah.
Beautiful. That was
Thank you
beautiful.
very much.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So you are a classical musician. So what is your definition of classical music, and how would you describe your particular music that you create?
Well, classical music, I think, is serious music, and it's music that conforms to traditional compositional styles, and mostly stemming from the late 1700s and early 1800s. And I think that's what people think of when they think of classical music,
Mm-hmm.
that time period and those composers. And what I do, I started off by composing music in the traditional style, lots of different movements. You create a theme and you expand on the theme and you come back to it and you go a different direction, you return to it. And it was real complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting nowhere with my music. It was going absolutely nowhere. One time I was performing and a lady came up to me and said she really loved my music. And she said, I know what I'm talking about. I'm the station manager for a classical radio station.
Wow.
And I'm like, awesome. Can you play my music then? And she says, no,
Mm-hmm.
you're not dead yet. Is what she told me. So what I've done is sort of, I guess, simplify a little bit my music. So I don't develop as many different themes, but it's still based on, I think, what classical music is, which is gorgeous and elegant melodies. And I focus on the melody in my music. And yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Wow. Like when you were saying earlier how when you play, you have to it's almost like you have to not pay attention to those notes, and you like in your zone.
Mhm.
I think we can feel that. Like when you play, we can feel that. It's almost like we get the organic you. Almost. I don't know how to put it in words, but it's like we can feel like, because if you just allow, if you just go in the zone and you just never know what might come out. So it's like, I cannot put it in words. I can see it, but I can't put it in words.
Yeah.
But I feel like listeners, people that listen to your music, we can feel that. It's almost like an anointing, almost like, I don't know, but we can feel that. Especially like if you go into the zone and then you just, because you go, when you're in the zone, you can go either way. I mean, of course, there's an organization or a schedule the way it's supposed to go. But if you get in the zone,
Yeah,
you just don't know what might come out. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. That is so true. And I mean, that's the way when I perform and also the way when I write my music. There's a zone that I go to. And if I have conveyed that feeling to another person, then I've done my job. That's a success in my mind. And that's all I can ask for, is that somebody shares that zone with me.
So Elder Donna says, you are saying it just right. It's a place the music takes you.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're right, Donna.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Thank you, Elder Donna. Yes. Okay. So I'm curious about some of your greatest challenges that you may have had in your career that you want to share with. I mean,
Sure.
Maybe one or two.
Okay. Well, I think that there's two major overriding challenges that have defined my career. The first one is I just never really believed in my music in the beginning. I mean, I knew I always wanted to do this. It was who I was, but I always had a plan B. I never jumped in with both feet in the early days with the music. I always focused more on the plan B. And I developed some really pretty cool plan Bs along the way. But I think that now at this stage of my life, looking back, that they probably detracted more from who I am than it would have been had I just jumped in with both feet and believed in myself and believed in the music and pursued it from the very beginning. That's one of the challenges, I think.
Was it like a confidence thing, or you weren't sure if people would like classical music, or?
You know, it's scary. I remember the first time that I knew that somebody, a stranger, had bought my CD and was listening to my music.
Did you get nervous?
I felt so violated. I did. I'm like, oh my God, this is me. This is inner me. And somebody I don't know is sharing this with me. I mean, that was hard.
Yeah.
I remember I used to do piano bar, right? The Holiday Inn circuit and all that stuff. You know, playing Billy Joel and all that stuff. Theme from Love Story a zillion times. But I would be playing along, and then I would just throw something in. I wouldn't look up. I'd throw something in that I wrote, and then I'd move on real quick to the next song, and I'd look up. And like nobody was mad. Nobody was walking out the door. So, all right, phew, I did that. I mean, that's kind of the place that I was coming from. I was afraid of it. And
wow.
It's so personal. I mean, it's like sharing your inner soul, bearing your inner soul. And I was afraid to do that. And now I wish I'd have done that sooner. And then the other thing that really created a challenge for me in this career is I just don't like to travel.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think had I been more comfortable traveling I traveled a lot. Don't get me wrong. I toured and all that, but there were some opportunities that involved really major travel that I was just hesitant to undertake. And I think that got in the way too. So those are a couple of the challenges that I feel like I've had to overcome.
Okay. You and I are like night and day with travel. I have to tell you, I love to travel. I try to get out of here any chance I get. I'm gone. I am out of here.
Yeah.
I want to let you know that our guest from last week, he's a smooth jazz pianist. He's here supporting you tonight.
Oh, hey.
Gary Smoot is here. He's hanging out with us. So
hey, Gary.
Try to that. Yeah. All right. What has been your favorite performance so far?
Oh, wow. Well, you know, you can look at that a couple different ways. My favorite performance, like favorite venue. I guess my favorite venue would be Carnegie Hall. That was amazing.
I'm sure. Oh my goodness.
It was scary. I remember walking out on that stage during a sound check when I was getting used to the piano. It was a 9-foot concert grand. I mean, this thing was enormous. And the acoustics, I think if a pin dropped, they could have heard it in the back row. And I thought, I've got this monster piano I'm going to be in control of.
Wow.
Everybody's going to hear everything. It was really intimidating, but it was so cool. So that was probably my favorite venue as far as my favorite performance. Okay, one that just keeps popping in my head that I'll share with you here. I wrote a song. Okay, gosh, how do I even tell this story? There was a lady in Colorado, and you may have heard about this story. It was national news.
Okay.
She responded to a Craigslist ad for maternity clothes, and she was 7 months pregnant at the time. And when she got there, they jumped her. They knocked her unconscious. They cut her open and stole the baby. And the baby died. The baby she was going to call Aurora, was a girl. And she barely lived, this lady, but she did live. And so I had a song called Aurora, and she reached out to me. She knew my music, and she reached out to me and asked if I'd consider writing a song for her daughter that didn't get born. And I said that I would love to, I'd be honored to, but I need to know more about it. And then I learned that she had forgiven the lady that did this to her. She said that her daughter Aurora was now her guardian angel, or her spirit of light, and she forgave the lady. And so that was all I really needed to know. And I wrote the song. It's called Aurora's Light. But getting back to the concert, I did a concert, fairly large concert, and I found out she was going to be in attendance at the concert. So I
Wow.
arranged for her to sit up towards the front, and I
Oh,
bought a dozen roses and hid them behind the piano. And I told the story and played the song. And of course, I mean, people cry. I mean, it's such a powerful
I'm
story,
sure.
and it's a pretty cool song. And then afterwards, I said, "And Michelle is here." And so I walked off the stage and handed her the roses, and she hugged me, and the whole place erupted in the most amazing, raucous standing ovation I've ever heard for this lady. And I was just, that moment was just, it's etched in my mind forever. That was a
Wow.
cool performance.
That transparency and your showing of emotion away from the piano. One thing I'm learning about this show, like whenever I become transparent and it's not scripted,
Mhm.
I get the response is different. You doing that out, I mean, they weren't expecting that when they were coming to the concert, you know?
Right. Hmm.
Wow. And then I can only imagine for her I'm sure if you won't forget it, imagine her. Oh my gosh. Like,
Right. Right.
wow.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we've sort of become acquaintances after all of this. And
That's wonderful.
she's taken piano lessons now because she wants to learn how to play that song.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's cool.
That is wonderful. There's one thing I like about you, Lewis. You have some wonderful stories. Every time you come, you're telling us wonderful stories, and we can feel them. Oh my goodness, these experiences that you've experienced, and we just thank you so much for sharing them with us.
Well,
All
thank
right.
you so much.
Would you believe we're halfway through the show already?
Are we really?
Oh my goodness. You
Oh,
need 2 hours. That's what I told Gary last week. Y'all, you two, I'm gonna have to do 2 hours for you all. It's just not enough time.
well, I'm Italian. I talk too much, you know.
No, you don't. We're loving it. We're loving it. Let me ask you one more question, and then we're going to listen to another one of your songs and do a trivia. We're going to be giving something away.
Mhm.
What do you feel needs to be done to grow classical music audiences / listeners?
Well, I'll tell you, if I had the answer to that, I would be doing it because you know it's tough. Um, I think it goes back to education, and I'm not going to say education into classical music. I don't think necessarily the answer is to teach people classical music. I think the answer is to teach people to take a moment away from everything and breathe for a second. I mean, our society, our world, um, we're a world of memes. I mean, you see things in a flash, and you're on to the next flash, and attention spans have shrunken, and people just don't stop and breathe. And I think if we taught people maybe to do that, how to separate themselves from the world for a minute,
Mhm.
maybe not necessarily meditate, but to step back, listen to music, and let it in, let the music in, and maybe get away from the traditional classical music, you know, and allow there's some amazing music out there, Kat, that um, people I wish people would know about, but the newer classical music, the stuff that maybe isn't in the traditional compositional styles,
Mhm.
but have elegant melodies and have some wonderful development and are out there right now. People just need to have access to that and hear it and know how to stop for a second and breathe and maybe take it in.
Okay. Gary, the pianist that was on last week, he
Hmm.
went to NAM, and I'm trying to remember the type of piano that he played that he had never played before. Did he say acoustic? Was it acoustic? There was a piano that he played that he told us about, and he had never played it before, but it was at the conference. He wants to know, do you have a favorite piano? What type of piano do you play? Do you have your favorite? He's curious, like what type you like.
Right. My favorite piano is the one that makes me sound good.
Good answer.
Yeah. And I was a Baldwin artist, so I have to say Baldwin. I have a Baldwin piano, and I've performed on a lot of Baldwin. When I've toured and whatnot, Baldwin's put pianos in there for me. But I've played some amazing pianos. The Fagioli is an incredible piano from Italy, but not in this lifetime can I afford one of those. But they're wonderful. So I'd have to go with Baldwin.
Okay. All right. Elder Donna says you are an amazing person, and she's sure that you shines through your music. That's awesome. And she said this is why she loves our show. Oh,
Donna,
so
thank
sweet.
you so much.
Mhm. All right. So up on the deck, we're going to do ancient voices. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about that, and then I'm going to do a trivia question. And while they're doing the trivia, we're going to play the song. So tell us about that.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, Ancient Voices is one of my earlier pieces that was more in a classical type of composition. And there's a specific piano technique I learned when playing the toccata for the classical. If there are any classical music nerds out there, it's the toccata from Ravel's Le Tombeau de Couperin. And I don't speak French, so I'm sorry I butchered that. But the technique of the piano is very, very fast and very, very difficult. And so when I learned to play that song, I wanted to compose a song that utilized that technique. So this is a song that was inspired by a piano technique, nothing more, nothing less. And when I listen to it, it kind of sounds, I don't know, ancient, Native American, something. I don't know how but so that's how I came up with Ancient Voices. But.
Okay. So I'm going to do a trivia, and then we're going to play Ancient Voices. So rest your voice a little bit, and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. Here's our trivia. Is it the month of March? Here's another March question. In the original Roman calendar, which month was March? Was it the first month, the second month, the third month, or the fourth month? Up for grabs tonight. What do we have, Cheryl? We have another cutting board, an FNL cutting board. Another FNL cutting board. You can do your cheese and fruit and stuff on here and think about us when you're doing it. That's up for grabs. Put your answer in the comments, and we're going to listen to Ancient Voices by Louis Colaiannia. Wow, I was so into the music that I forgot that it was almost over. I got lost in it.
Not me. I've seen that video like 100 million times, and I'm like, still, I'm watching that right now, and I'm going, "Don't screw up, dude. Don't screw up."
I'm checking them shoes out, Lewis. What kind of shoes were those? I was like, are those alligators?
No, they're just leather. They're just kind of
Oh, those are nice.
They're from Italy. Yeah.
Wow, those are nice shoes. Did you see? Those are nice shoes. That was a beautiful piece.
Thank you.
My favorite, as favorite as a word, my most favorite instrument is the piano. I love the sound of the piano. I mean, I love saxophone, but it's the piano that does it for me every time. I just love the piano.
That's so cool to hear. Yeah, obviously I do too. I mean, I love listening to. Okay, that came out wrong, but I do. Yeah, but I mean, I love listening to acoustic guitar, really good acoustic guitar, like Will Ackerman and some of these really phenomenal guitarists. That just takes me away. I wish I could play guitar. But for me, music's linear. Okay, it starts here and it ends here and it's in between. And the guitar, everything's like loped on top of each other, and it just doesn't work for this brain. So
yeah. So that was Ancient Voices. Where can people find your music?
It's everywhere. Just about every digital outlet. I mean, I'm on Amazon, I'm on Spotify, I'm on iTunes, Pandora, iHeartRadio. I mean, if you name a digital outlet, I'm there. The only place I'm not is CD Baby, because my distribution deal, CD Baby is a competitor with my distributor.
Okay.
So, but everywhere else, it's like 180 different digital outlets.
Speaking of radio, my brother and my radio brother from Alabama, Jazzy K. Ward is here hanging out with you. He's a manager and a radio station in Alabama. He's on here with you.
Jazzy, nice to have you here, buddy. Thanks.
Okay. How has your music evolved over time, and if it has evolved?
It really has. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I said the question wrong, but go ahead. I think I said how, and I should have said has, but I know it has. So tell us how.
Okay. Yes, it has, and how it has is it's really simplified. I've really, what I used to do would maybe have 5-6 different movements in a song, different melodies going different directions, and reconcile them and layer them and, do all this fun stuff with it. Now that turns into 5 or 6 different songs.
Okay.
I was really having a hard time getting my music on the radio, as I said before. And I was told by someone whose opinion I value greatly that my music was just too complicated. And if I wanted more commercial success, I needed to simplify it considerably. No more than 2 or 3 different places your music goes. You just keep it in the pocket. And once I started doing that, then I started having more commercial success and getting on the radio and getting to talk to wonderful people like you.
Thank you, Louis.
But, so that's kind of what's happened. And as I've gotten older now, I've noticed that my music is getting even more simple and getting even more slow. And I'm wondering if I'm getting old. So my next project is going to be an upbeat. I've got one more song that I have to finish up. And once that's done, then my next project is going to be more upbeat, more jazzy.
I wonder if it's something to that simple, because one of the mothers in the church told me when I was coming up, I used to do the announcements at the church, and she talked to me about dress, and she said simple is more elegant.
Absolutely.
Like for a woman, like just simple is more elegant. All of the other fluff is simple is more, and that stayed with me. It stayed with me.
Absolutely. No, see, I agree. For me though, the ego thing and my insecurity that I talked a little bit about it before, not really believing in my music. If I'm going to do a concert, I want everybody to know that I can play Ancient Voices.
Yes.
That's important to me. And it may not go fit in the concert. It may not be appropriate song, but I don't know. I just have this need to prove myself that I really can play instead of playing something just very melodious, simple, smooth, you know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I hear you. I hear you. I think as we get older, it changes because I used to be the kind of the same way, not in music, but just in everyday life. Just, you know, you want to, like, it's almost like I felt like I had to prove, no, I don't know if that's the word. I don't know if that's too strong,
Yeah.
but to prove, but now I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just do what I'm going to do. I mean,
Yeah.
like people going to talk whether you do this or that. I mean, they're going to always have something to say.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Oh, look what Gary. Oh, let me see. Gary said, they came to see you. You must have to be you. Mm-hmm.
That is so true. And
Yeah, that's good.
that's a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I talking about that, I had an amazing band, world-class musicians from all over the world that would come and perform with me.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, I'd have people say, "I just wanted to hear you play the piano." And I'm like, "Yeah, but didn't you hear that bass player from Brazil? And didn't you hear this guy?" "Yeah, but we came to see you." And that's a hard lesson, I think, but he's right on. That is so true.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Wow. Throw me a tough one there.
Curveball.
Curveball. I don't know. Is there such a thing? Perfect happiness? I
I
don't
was
know.
hoping you tell me because I hadn't quite found it yet. So I know you probably got something good to tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Feeling the pressure here. um, I don't know, because for me, what pops into my head, perfect happiness. When I'm most happy, I think, is when I'm creating music. Um, when I sit down at a piano, and next thing I know, the sun came up, and I don't know how that happened, and I have something that evolved over the course of time that I don't even really know what it was. I couldn't play it again. That in that moment is when I'm most happy. But most of my music, at least the stuff that gets mostly recognized, has come from hardship or sadness or difficulty. So it's almost like, in order to compose music, I have to be have a little tortured soul and have some unhappiness to be happy. So in order for me to be happy, I have to be unhappy.
That's deep.
That's like a conundrum or something. I don't know, but yeah. So I don't know. I think perfect happiness, maybe that's a topic for a spiritual discussion, maybe, or I don't know.
I got something good out of what you said, though.
Well, cool.
I when you were saying when you're playing the piano, I believe that's your purpose. So maybe perfect happiness is walking in your purpose.
Oh, there you
Or
go.
maybe you can find happiness that's a sad thing, because some people leave here and they don't know what their purpose is.
Right.
But if you find it and you're able to do it, maybe that's perfect happiness. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but that's what I got when you were talking.
Wow. You pulled that out of all those words. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's so true. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. I think you're right. Experiencing and living the reason you're here, your purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Good. I have to remember that.
Well, Louis, we're down to almost the last 10 minutes, and I still have like 10 more questions that we're not going to even get to because we've just been having us a good old time. And we have one more video that we want to play. So what I want to do is I want to give you the opportunity, if you have any shout outs, and we're going to definitely shout out some people on the feed before we get out of here. But if you have any personal shout outs that you want to do, you can do that now. Let me see. Gary says, seize every moment you have.
Right, Gary.
There's all kind of nuggets in this show today. Wow.
I guess
You,
so, right?
Donna. Whoa.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. That's
Yeah.
absolutely so true.
But if you have any like shout outs that you want to, you can do that right now. And then we're going to find out who won the trivia. We're going to do some shout outs on the chat.
Okay.
Is there something else we were supposed to do? Trivia. Okay. Yeah. And a trivia. And then we're going to play that last song.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know that there's a bunch of people that have said that they were going to tune in and watch tonight. And I'd just like to say thank you to all of you. I can't name them all because as soon as I try, I'll forget somebody, and that'd be bad.
Me too.
But I do know that Mrs. Kirshner, my first piano teacher, her two daughters, Debbie and Joanne, and their son-in-law Bruce is tuned in tonight. And I'd just like to say hello to them and thank them for tuning in and continuing to support my music. I mean, it's just terrific. So
yes, thank you for tuning in. Elder Donna says, I don't know you, sir, but I feel your purpose is making people feel good. Perfect happiness.
Oh, wow. Donna,
you just touched us right here, Lewis. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. I mean, that's, if somehow I touched somebody and made them feel something, then maybe that's as close to perfect happiness as I'll find. So thank you.
My media director over here says that's what we need. That's what the world needs right now.
Yes.
We need it. Yeah.
We need it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. All right, Lewis. Okay, let me see if you know this answer. Let me see. Okay, the original Roman calendar, in the original Roman calendar, which month was March? Do you know which one it is, Lewis?
No, I sure don't.
Want to take a guess?
Yeah, I'll say the first.
Oh, look at you. The correct answer is the first. March was originally the first month, but then Julius Caesar reformed the calendar and it became the third month. So we have a winner. Do we have a winner?
Yes, we do.
Who is our winner, Cheryl?
Our winner is Miss Donna O'Neill.
Donna O'Neill, congratulations. Let's do our Cheryl shout outs and see who's hanging out here with Lewis. And then we're going to do some final thoughts and we're going to end the show with Colaiannia. All right. So let me get Cheryl. Cheryl has her.
Oh, Colaiannia.
Colaiannia, yes. So Cheryl has her. Oh, here she. She has her theme music, Lewis. I had to make sure I play that. I get in trouble.
I had a moment because I just remembered when you were last on, we were talking about Colaiannia, Gomez from the Addams Family.
I'm getting a double feed or up echo on you. Is the volume down over there? Okay, say something.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting a. Let's try it. I'm gonna turn mine down and maybe that'll help. Go ahead.
Hello?
No.
Is that better?
Do you hear echo, Lewis?
I do, yes.
Yeah, there's an echo. You might have your phone up or your computer. Something is up.
Nothing, like honestly, nothing is up.
Okay, I gotta turn you because we can't figure out what it is. All right, so I'll do the quick shout outs right quick for Cheryl. I know I can still hear you. What is going on? Okay, Eddie.
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Oh, never mind.
And I figured it out.
You figured it out? Okay. She figured it out. Okay, go ahead, because I don't want to do all these names. All right, there you go.
Sorry, guys, for this very unprofessional break in this very professional show. Let's see who we got here. We have, first and foremost, I want to say hi to my moderator sis over on Twitch, holding it down and hanging out with us on Twitch and Instagram. Good to see you, Karan. We have my Gigi hanging out with you on Facebook, Shirley NBC. We have Miss Donna O'Neill hanging out with us. Congratulations on that butcher block cutting board. We will be getting that out to you as soon as possible. We also have Miss T Talks Tuesday on Facebook. That's my Auntie T. Hi, Auntie. We have Miss Marilyn Ford tuning in with us, one of our regulars here on YouTube. Good to see you. We have Miss Lady Jackson tuning in with us on Facebook. We have Miss Deborah Lee tuning in with us for the first time on Facebook. Welcome, Deborah. We hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully we'll have you back next time at another time. We also have Gary Smoot, one of our fan favorites, a friend of the show, or friend and family of the show, honestly, tuning in with you on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. We also have Miss Karen Gaddy tuning in with us. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, but welcome to the show. We hope you enjoyed, and hopefully we get to have you come back sometime. We also have radio announcer Jazzy K. Ward tuning in with us on Facebook. Another regular of ours. Good to see you. We have Miss Julie Eikenberry Crandall tuning in with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we hope you enjoyed the show and hope come back to see us. We have Miss Tina Wilson and her sister Bonnie Wilson hanging out with us. I think that is it.
All right. So we do have a few more people that are. So the deal is, if you don't put a comment in, we don't know that we can't give you a shout out, but I can see that from my numbers that we do have people in the Lurk Lounge. So we just want to thank everybody that came to hang out with us, and find out who Louis Coliaiannia is. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out on FNL with us tonight. Louis, I just want to thank you so much. I know that you're busy. I know you have family and stuff going on. And I just really appreciate you for taking time out to come back and hang out with me on FNL and share your beautiful gift with us. Best wishes. Well, you have a new single. Hold on, y'all. Wait. You have a new single. We have to bring this up. I want to wish you best wishes on this. Tell us about this single, Louis.
Thank you. It's called My Prayer for Peace. And what we were talking about, just creating a space for people to slow down or think, or I tried to create a space where people could stop for a minute and think about peace. I mean, there's so much going on in our world right now. I'm not saying anything that we don't all know. It's craziness in our world right now. But through this song, when people listen to it, just because of even the title, they'll think about peace. And now, I mean, look at us. We're talking about peace. We just keep putting peace out there. I mean, it's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do. But create a space for people. And that's what this is about. Yeah.
Yeah. My mom said that's a beautiful cover.
Thank you, Shirley.
And I'll put some more on there in a minute, but let me finish. But I want to make sure we got that out there. When will that single, will it be out soon? Is it out yet, or will it be out soon?
It's out right now, yes.
Okay.
It just hit the charts at number 12, debuted at number 12. So I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah.
Okay.
Good reviews. I've gotten some good reviews, and some people have said some really nice things about it. So it makes me happy.
We got to go listen to it. Best wishes on that single and any other endeavors that you feel like you want to do or you're led to do. And when time permits, please come back and hang out with us at FNL again. We love you, Louis. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you say what you want to say, and then tell us a little bit about Colaiannia. We're going to end with that. We're going to end the show with that.
Okay, cool. I just want to say thank you so much to you guys. What a great opportunity to get on and talk about my music and have fun with you guys. I mean, I really do sincerely have a good time with you. And anytime you want me to come back, I will definitely be back. There's no problem at all with that. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And thanks to everybody who took time out of their lives to listen tonight. Means everything to me. I mean, without you guys, there'd be no reason to do this. And it's the reason that and I'm sure every artist keeps going is the people that support us and listen to our music and give us some feedback. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I sincerely mean that. I guess we're going to finish up with Colaiannia.
Yes.
And Colaiannia is just, well, my dad used to call my mom his Colaiannia. It's an Italian term of endearment. And so I wrote this song. But in the video, there's some dancers in this video. And it is just amazing, you guys. It's an integrated dance company in that most of the people involved have some physical handicaps of some type.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other people, there are people that have danced in the Colorado Ballet, the Joffrey Ballet. There are physical therapists that are professional dancers.
Wow.
There's one dancer that when I first started working with him, she was a college student and now she's a pediatrician. So I've seen the development of all this, and they encourage people with disabilities to get out and dance and move. And so you'll see people in wheelchairs. And Terry Westerman is the lady behind this. I've known Terry my entire life. She's in a wheelchair and just so inspirational. That's kind of the story behind the song.
All right. We're going to listen to Colaiannia. Thank you again, Louis. Best wishes, and can't wait for you to come back. I'm looking forward to the next show when you come back.
Thank you.
Yes. Who do we have next week? Devon Pittman is going to be here next week. So you all have a great weekend. If you all in the South, be careful. I know there's bad weather. Remember to change your time this weekend. It is this weekend. We spring forward. We lose an hour. Don't forget that. All right. Love you guys. We're going to end with Colaiannia. Thank you again, Louis.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
That's true.